Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about that one thing that is holding you back from becoming a filmmaker or a better filmmaker. I was able to find my one thing in the last couple of years, and I wanted to share with you guys my experience, and maybe it'll help you guys find out what your one thing is that's holding you back. I've wanted to be a filmmaker for many years, and I had a background in photography, but for some reason I couldn't take that leap into filmmaking. And I found out that there was one thing that was holding me back, that when I took that thing away, it became a lot easier for me to become the filmmaker that I've always wanted to be. So that one thing for me was actually drinking and using drugs. So I decided to become sober a year and a half ago, and I was pretty amazed to find out that right after that happened, everything just kind of started to fall into place, and I all of a sudden had the confidence to be able to put out content like this. Like back then there was no way that I was sitting in front of a camera and talking to the world like this and posting it on YouTube. I definitely didn't feel comfortable making content for clients and feeling like I did a good job and knowing that I could give them that product and that it would be exactly what they wanted. And if it wasn't what they wanted, just being completely destroyed and just quitting. I had a lot of fears involved in becoming a filmmaker, and a lot of it stemmed from insecurities and just like lack of confidence in myself, thinking I didn't have the skill necessary and thinking that people didn't like what I was making. And I soon realized after I stopped drinking and I started doing some work on myself that I should just really not care about any of that. And obviously that's easier said than done, but when taking out the drinking and the addiction that I had in my life, I was finally able to kind of see clearly what was going on, and I could more easily get to the root and do some work on myself. And I went through a transformation, and in the last year and a half, I've become a full-time filmmaker, and I live in Costa Rica. I took up surfing, and I live a really healthy life, and I'm really inspired by filmmaking, and I'm putting out content as much as possible every week, and I'm really happy with where I'm at right now and really excited for where I am going. So your one thing may have nothing to do with addiction. Mine was fairly easy to figure out. I have a feeling that your one thing, you've known all along what it is. I kind of knew most of my life what it was, and I just wasn't willing to make that change. It's hard to think about your life without a certain thing or living in a different way, you know, that's completely different than you are right now, and it might seem impossible. But if you already get that feeling in the back of your head telling you that there's something you're doing that's wrong and you keep doing it, I guarantee you if you take that leap and you assess that situation and do some work there, that it will completely transform your life, and it will give you the confidence and take away some of those fears to allow you to be able to create better content, to have better relationships with your clients, to find more clients. They'll start to see it in you. I mean, there's people that knew me before and have met me now that can just tell right away that I'm doing a lot better and have more desire to work with me because of that. So people pick up on those changes, and it definitely helps in your business, and it definitely helps in your creativity. Just taking away some of those fears in your life makes a huge difference. So maybe for you it's insecurity, maybe for you it's social anxiety, maybe it's relationships that you have with people, maybe it's bad communication, maybe it's your ego, maybe it's relationship with money. Mine was kind of like all of those things. And maybe you have a little bit of all those different things, but don't just look at what those symptoms are. Try to actually break it down to the root of what that is. And it's usually one thing that causes all of these different problems in our lives. And for me, it took a lot of work on myself, a lot of being real with myself, a lot of journaling, a lot of working with someone else to kind of talk these things through. Whether for you, if that's going to like a therapist, for me it was getting a sponsor in AA. But I encourage you to find somebody else to help you work through this, because sometimes you just don't see it, or you're in denial and you're not willing to admit something. So it definitely helps. Maybe it's your family, or maybe it's a good friend of yours, or even your partner. But to really choose to look at those things in your life that are holding you back, because taking care of those things are going to help you out tenfold in comparison to anything related to actually filmmaking. So your camera gear, your knowledge of how to use the camera gear, your experience level with working with clients, your ideas for videos, whatever it is, like none of those matter in comparison to this one thing that's holding you back as a person, that's inside here. And once you take that thing out of the equation, all those other things just come easy. You know, you become inspired and passionate about filmmaking. And if you don't have that passion in it, it's really hard to force it. These are just some ideas I had floating around in my head recently, because I've just been amazed at how much of a transformation I've gone through, and I wanted to let you guys know that if I can do it, you can do it. We can all heal, we can all go through these transformations, and we can all become better filmmakers because of it. So let me know if you guys get some value out of this, and let me know down in the comments what you think your one thing is. I know it's kind of a vulnerable topic, but if you start out right now by putting it in the comments what you think it is, that's a good step towards putting it out in the world that you need to do some work on it. And we can all kind of do this together. So if you enjoy this type of content and you like what I'm putting out, please like and subscribe to this channel. I'm new here, so when I see that, it kind of encourages me to keep putting out these videos and keep putting out content. You guys are rooting me on out there. I'll keep going, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.